Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is Wednesday. I almost said Monday.
It's Wednesday.
Well, you weren't here on Monday. So
I was not. Sorry that I missed it. I had a shoot I had to be on, and I had to be there. So
Did you?
The show. I did. I did. So
disappointed. Not in you.
No, I would have loved to have done the show, but duty calls sometimes. So
Yep. Well, thanks to Austin for
thank you, Austin. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got to I still edited the show, so I still got to watch it, and he did a good job. So, but I'm happy to be back.
Yep. All right. Well, since you've been gone, I have a few things to catch you up on.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hear it
for today's show. First, let's start off with high school volleyball regionals. The regional semifinals happened on Tuesday. Let's start in Division II in Charlotte. Western 3, Niles 2. What a 5-set game it was on Tuesday night. Western won the first 2 sets, both 25-20. And then Niles came back, won the next 2 to force a 5th set. And then the Panthers of Western won the 5th set 15-12 to keep their season alive. So Western will face Tecumseh in the Division II regional final on Thursday. Again at Charlotte, that is at 6:30 on Wednesday night. Tecumseh is 54-2 overall, and they made it to the state championship last year. So with most of the same girls returning for Tecumseh on this year's team, going to be a very high task for Western, but they're also a very good team. So congrats to Coach Johnston and Western on a great season so far, and good luck to them on Thursday night. And on Tuesday night in the semifinals for Division III in Clinton, I was at these 2 games, and Noah was at these 2 games as well. Some of the video we're showing here, so shout out to Noah for that. In the first game, Hanover Horton straight sets over Lumen Christi 3-0, and Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central in 4 sets 3-1 over Grass Lake. Lumen Christi ends their season at 16-17-1 with a second straight district title, and Grass Lake ends their season at 25-14-4. Number 4 ranked in the state, Hanover Horton for D3, 42-1-1 overall, will face number 5 Monroe St. Mary in the regional final on Thursday. 2 of the top 5 teams on Thursday night at Clinton High School. Both of these 2 teams have already met this year, too, and they've already played each other the last 2 postseasons in a row, with Monroe winning both of them. It's a rematch from the 2024 quarterfinals. So for all the stats and photos and video highlights and everything from Tuesday night volleyball, jtv.tv and our Facebook page. So going to have some good volleyball Thursday night, and if Western and or Hanover wins, the quarterfinals will be on Tuesday next week. So we keep traveling a little bit further and further, just like football, as the season comes down to the end. And just briefly, real quick, I mentioned it on Monday's show too, but football regional finals this weekend as well. So Hanover on Saturday, they are hosting Schoolcraft at 1 o'clock. I mentioned it on Monday's show, too. There were some conflicting posts about the game's still Friday at 7 or it's Saturday. It is Saturday at Hanover, 1 o'clock. So make sure you get your dates and times right. Don't show up at Hanover on Friday night because ain't nobody going to be there.
Yeah, that's happened to our guys before, that they've got the times messed up, showed up to the stadium, and the lights are off. Nobody's home.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, don't be like that.
Maybe the janitor.
Yeah. And he's not going to let you in because there's no game going on. So.
Yeah, exactly. So Hanover's on Saturday, and then Springport at Hudson Friday. I will be at Hudson, and I think me and Austin are going to make a trip to Hoagie Man before.
Hoagie Man?
Have you?
No, I've never heard of Hoagie Man.
The best cheesesteak in Michigan.
Really?
Voted. Yep. On Sand Creek Highway by Lenawee Christian and Adrian.
Yeah, hit that place up.
Yep, I've been there several times. It is spectacular. So we're going to leave a little bit earlier.
I like it.
Make a stop there before we go to Hudson. So,
I like it.
I'll be at Springport at Hudson. Hudson, my favorite football field. I've said it before. You were there for Napoleon's first
Yeah, that
round
was
game
fun.
last
Yeah.
year. So, very limited parking.
That's so funny. I was just about to bring that up. I'm like, parking was kind of a disaster there, but I got there early enough. Yeah, I got there early enough to where I found a spot on the lawn somewhere that I was able to park. But
yeah, games at 7, I would recommend you get there at 6.
Yeah.
By 6:15 if you want a good parking spot. Otherwise, you're going to have to park on the side of 127 and walk across the street, which isn't the end of the world. It's not like it's a 55 right there.
yeah,
You're
still,
slowing down.
I'd much rather get a spot in the stadium.
So Springport goes to Hudson on Friday at 7, and then Lumen Christi hosting Ida. I believe you'll be at Lumen.
I will be there. I'm following them the whole way. It was weird last time.
Because you're the good luck charm.
I am the good luck charm for Lumen. But yeah, it was weird last time. I was on the Napoleon sidelines for the last game. Didn't get to talk about this on Monday, but
yeah, I was gonna say give me some nuggets from Lumen.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the game, Lumen just ran away with it. But I will say this: Napoleon, that first opening drive, Napoleon was moving the ball down the field, and they were looking really good. And then they fumbled the football, and then Lumen took it and pretty much never gave it back. I mean, after that, their defense was stellar. Obviously, their offense just easily moved down the field, kind of ended the game right there when that fumble happened. Because if Napoleon would have been up, it would have made it a little bit more interesting, but they just couldn't hang with him after a while. But so when I went to the sidelines, I was, of course, on Lumen sideline shooting, and then I look and I see Josh across the way on the sidelines for Napoleon.
Of course.
Yeah, so I was still just getting like opening shots because the band had just gotten out there, so I was doing that. And then Josh was like, he texted me, he's like, hey, the shots might look better from over here with the backdrop of the stands and stuff, which I agree, it does look really good. So I was just like, oh, okay, I'll walk
Not
over
as
there.
many people on that side.
Yeah. So, and that's what, that was the big thing that was nice was like, hey, I was on that sideline, so I wasn't dealing with a lot of photographers. There's only like 1 or 2 photographers on Napoleon's sideline, so that helped. But I will be back on Lumen Christi's sideline for this game against Ida, which I think is an interesting game. Josh will be there as well. I think it's an interesting matchup. I think Lumen Christi's going to have it, but I'm very excited. Are you going out for a game? Where are you going?
Yeah, we'll be at Hudson.
Hudson, that's right. That's right. Cool.
Because we're going to Hoagie Man before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Hey, I didn't do the Monday show, so I'm a little rusty. But yeah, that's right. I thought you were just going to Hoagie Man just to go to Hoagie Man. I didn't realize that it was because you were going out to a game. I thought you were just going there just to go there.
Well, I would still go there just to go there.
Right? That's what I thought. So.
And then Michigan Center, that was the other game too. Michigan Center's at Monroe Jefferson on Friday.
I assume, is that where Noah's going, or is it going to be a Sean?
Noah will not be.
Oh, yeah, he's gone for the weekend. That's right. So that's going to be a Sean.
We won't tell you what he's doing.
Yeah.
But
you can guess. If you know Noah, you can probably guess.
But we will have people everywhere.
Yes, we will.
So, and Monroe Jefferson is very strict about the cowbells at some particular schools, like to bring so much to games. And glow sticks and stuff like that.
They banned them?
Did they ban them? Completely banned any noisemakers or any gadgets like
Somebody's got to show up to one of those with a vuvuzela. Do you remember those? The vuvuzelas?
No, what is
that? Was in the World Cup that was in South Africa, and it was those like long horns where it's like and they were going for the entire World Cup. Like every single game was just nonstop. Everybody should just show up with those and just the entire time.
Just to piss them off?
Yeah, just it's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to another good football weekend here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch Lumen.
Yeah, and other than Lumen, the other 3 teams can make history.
Yeah.
Besides Lumen, the last team out of these 4 to make it to the semifinal was Center when they made the semi in 2021. Mm-hmm. But besides that, they hadn't made it either ever in a long, long time. So,
well, let me ask you this, and we'll get into this later. But the picks segment that's over for the year. So, who do you think will advance? I assume Lumen, but is there another local area team that you think is going to advance?
I think Lumen has it. I know I sounded kind of hesitant there.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I will give Ida credit. They are a much better T offense than Napoleon is. Although same thing with Napoleon, though. Ida just usually doesn't have big play capabilities. So if they're down, they also can't heave the ball up, throw it, and come back quickly like that. So I think Ida, same game plan as Napoleon. They got to score first, get a stop, and hold the ball. So So I think Lumen gets it done. I think Center and Hanover are both 50-50 chance. It's a toss-up.
Hey, as long as it's a coin flip, I like that.
And then I think Springport's a pretty heavy underdog against Hudson.
That's a tough game.
So,
but it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if Springport could win that.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Because in a lot of people's eyes, Hudson's the favorite to win D8.
And they were the favorites starting the season.
Yep.
So
that's my predictions for
all right.
For Friday.
So no definite on any of them.
I think besides Lumen, no.
Okay. Yeah, besides Lumen, correct. Okay. All right.
And before we go to break, staying on track with football, the new college football playoff rankings, the second week of it. The top 5 teams all stayed the same. Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Bama 4, Georgia 5. Texas Tech went up 2 spots to number 6 after they beat BYU. Ole Miss down 1 spot to 7. And then Oregon, Notre Dame, Texas to round out the top 10. And then the top 12, Oklahoma and BYU. Now, Michigan went up 3 spots to 18, even though they didn't play.
Is that why you're wearing the hoodie today?
No, that's because I didn't have any other clean hoodies.
That's fair. I like your honesty.
Well, I'd like to be honest. But I think Michigan also went up because BYU went down 5 spots after they lost to Texas Tech. Virginia went down 5 spots because they pooped the bed against Wake Forest. Louisville went down 5, and Iowa went down 1 spot after they lost to Oregon. Though I watched most of that Oregon-Iowa game.
Oh, did you?
That was probably the worst offensive output I've seen from both of those teams in a long time.
Yeah.
Given the weather, though, sideways rain.
Yeah, that's a tough game to play in.
Towards the end of the game, it was in the evening, so it got colder. It turned more into snow. And then if you watch Notre Dame Navy at all, that snow came down pretty hard, and that's the snow that we got Saturday into Sunday. But Michigan went up 3 spots to number 18. And another interesting thing, we have number 24 and 25. Both were not ranked before this year. South Florida and Cincinnati.
Good on Cincinnati.
The thing with South Florida, they're at number 24. They have 2 losses already. But they are very likely to make it in the playoff. I don't know if you've seen the South Florida thing.
I did not.
Well, because out of the Power 4 conferences, the highest-ranked ACC team is Miami at 15, Georgia Tech at 16. But South Florida is in the American League, the AAC. But because Miami and Georgia Tech have both really struggled, now whoever wins the conference automatically gets in. But besides that, usually there's at least 2 ACC teams. So I think what's going to happen, and they were kind of explaining it, is whoever wins the ACC is going to get in, but then that leaves 1 spot, like a 1 year off, like a Boise State situation.
Yeah, I like that.
So the same thing could happen with South Florida.
Man, South Florida in the playoff is crazy. That sounds crazy to me.
So they could make the playoff and Michigan could not. That would be ridiculous.
That's so nuts.
Now Michigan could still make it in, though.
Got to beat the best team in the nation. That's what they got to do.
Right.
That's the way to get in.
Thing. Obviously, they still have to win these next 2 games.
Oh, of course, but that's what it's all going to come down to.
Right. Now they're not going to make the Big Ten championship, though. The only way that happens is they're in a 3-way tie for 3rd with USC and Oregon. Those 2 would have to lose, and all that mumbo.
So even if we beat Ohio State, that's still not a given. Something else would have to happen, I guess.
No, I think regardless if they beat Ohio State, they get in. Because right now they're at 18. Let's say they win these next 2 games, even though they're against terrible teams. They will still go up a couple of spots.
They wouldn't need something else to happen to be able to do it.
So it would make a win and get in versus Ohio State.
Wow.
Because we know right now they're not going to make the Big Ten championship because it's going to be Indiana and Ohio State.
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting last couple of
Yeah.
weeks here for the college football season.
Yes, sir.
So, coming up on the show today, Antonio Brown is back in the headlines.
He was not for a good reason. He was one of my favorite players.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Also, Jameis Winston is going to start.
Let's go. Famous Jameis is back, baby.
Watch him be the one to go out and beat Green Bay.
Oh, my gosh. That would be insane.
I would really throw in. I'm already throwing in the towel on our season now. I'm done with this team.
We're going to talk about this later.
We're not.
No, so I had a request from one of our viewers needing to know what you thought of that game.
I know the viewer who it is. That's not a request.
A viewer wanted to hear you go off, so we got to give the viewers what they want. So I'll bring it up in segment 3. We'll talk about it a little bit because you gotta get your frustrations out. That's what makes the show good. Is when you're freaking out about the Green Bay Packers. So we're gonna have to do it.
That's what makes the show good?
I mean, that's one of the things.
All right. Also, Jair Alexander is stepping away from football.
That's crazy.
It's crazy and a kind of a sad story. You know, all of the above, pretty much. And the Detroit Pistons.
Man,
they are cooking
red
right
hot,
now.
red hot.
And no national media is talking about
not.
Detroit.
Just like last
just
year.
like the Lions,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and just like last year with the Pistons, like going on that little run, and people were like, "Oh, this team's gonna be pretty good." And I felt like that playoff series against the Knicks, it was 95% talking about the Knicks and 5% talking about the Pistons. But that's
even
how
if they would have beat the Knicks in that series, they still would have. It would have been the Knicks collapsed in the playoffs again, and nothing about Detroit.
Exactly.
And even though Cade Cunningham is an early MVP candidate right now,
he is
still nobody's talking about him.
And that's what sucks. But that kind of stuff happens
because it's Detroit. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Detroit versus everybody.
That's right. So looking forward to talking about the Pistons later.
Yeah.
7 in a row.
That's right.
Plus, when we come back from break, we showed you a little preview on our 100th show a week or two back. We took a preview visit to Prate's Place, the sponsor from our picks and a great sponsor of JTV. Owners Matt and Carrie Prater, they're awesome. The restaurant's awesome. We showed you a little sneak peek of it.
Yeah.
But when we come back, we're going to show you our full visit to them.
Yes.
So,
Good food there.
looking forward to it. So we will take you to Prate's Place in Grass Lake when we come back. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to the Insurance Circle agency, myinsurancecircle.com. So I mentioned before we went to break, we had our 100th episode a few weeks ago, and we had Dave Rice on.
Yeah, that was a fun interview, by the way. A little side tangent. I liked it.
We got to get him back on.
Yes,
sometime.
100%.
But we also had a sneak peek to show you. We had a chance to go out to Prate's Place, the newest food spot in downtown Grass Lake. We had a great trip there.
Yeah.
Great lunch there. I tried the mac and cheese special they had that week. And I had the mac and cheese.
I had I forgot the name of it specifically, but it was like a Southwest chicken salad type thing. It was really good.
Looked
the
pretty
dressing good. The dressing was awesome as well. And the smoked chicken, I told him there, I was like, the smoked chicken is one of the best I've ever had. So very good.
Yep. And they smoke all of the chicken and all the different meats right there too. So you can smell it when you pull in and get out of the car.
Yes, you can.
And check out their Facebook for any new specials they have, any weekly specials. They honored veterans this week with it being Veterans Day. By the way, really quick, Veterans Day was Tuesday, and Marine's birthday was Monday. So Dave Rice was a Marine.
Hey.
So I have to give a thank you for your service to him. And also a thank you to my uncle and my cousin Jerry and anybody that we know who has served. So thank you to all veterans celebrating Veterans Day. Not just on Veterans Day. We should celebrate
We should do it
them
every day.
every day.
That's right.
And all the time. So Prate's Place had something cool for the veterans, and they have holiday catering and parties you can have there at the restaurant too. So now, without further ado, let's take you out to Grass Lake and Prate's Place with owners Matt and Carrie Prater. I'm David Rice here for JTV. Today we're in downtown Grass Lake at the newest and hottest spot before, during, or after the game, Prate's Place. Smoked meats, pizza, cold beverages, daily specials, weekly specials, anything you could ever want. It's been awesome getting to know the owners and to see what it's like here at Prate's Place and what it's been like so far since they've opened. Let's go inside and talk to the owners, Matt and Carrie Prater. I'm David Rice here for JTV. We're here at the newest spot and the hottest spot in downtown Grass Lake, Prate's Place. I'm here with owner Matt Prater. Matt, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Glad you're here.
So first, you've been open how long now?
10 months.
Okay. And tell us first where the idea came from to start this and how it came to be and where we are now.
The idea originated, Carrie and I had gotten into flipping houses over the last few years, and this place had sat empty for 2 years. It used to be Ryan's Restaurant. It was a breakfast joint, a place that I came to quite a bit. Wonderful breakfast, and sad to see it go. Sat empty for a handful of years, and Carrie and I were looking at it, and a friend of ours said, hey, would you be interested in maybe flipping? We know you flip houses, and would you be interested in possibly flipping Ryan's? And we were like, yeah, that sounds pretty amazing. So took a look, and we were excited about it, but something felt like maybe that was God saying, hey, let's do something more with that. So prayed on it. The next day we said, we called our friend who kind of shared the opportunity with us, and we said, I think we're gonna buy it, but it's we're gonna turn it into a restaurant. He said, well, I'm out, and so from there we kind of did our own thing, and we did flip it. It took about 1.5 years. It was much more than we thought. Took over, like I said, almost 1.5 years to kind of transform. We took everything down to the studs. Everything in here is brand new. Literally almost nothing stayed. So did that, and then we were able to open our doors 1.5 years after purchasing it and completely gutting it and turning it into what you see today.
What was that process like, making that decision of do we want to do this? Is this something we want to go in for? What was that process like?
That's a great question. For Carrie and I, we have 3 kids in the community that are in each of the schools here. So we have elementary, middle school, high schooler, and it meant a lot to us to have a place to take our kids to enjoy here in town. We felt like the city was kind of missing that family-friendly sports bar. And it was just an opportunity. Once we were like, okay, yeah, we can do this, that really kind of drove Carrie and I to, pushing us over the edge of like, our kids will enjoy it, our kids' friends will enjoy it, the families in the community with kids will enjoy it. So that was kind of the determining factor when we said, the pros and the cons was, all right, we've got a place for our kids to go and other people's kids to go, and a place for the community to come and enjoy a good sports night and a game. So, those were kind of all some of the things that we threw into the bucket and said, all right, let's do this.
So how important for you guys has the community aspect been with it, with Grass Lake obviously being the small town and, making this place where people want to be? How important has that community aspect been for you guys?
I would say it's everything. It's the only thing. We wouldn't have opened a restaurant in our wildest dreams if we weren't, a part of the community, and if we weren't doing everything to help the community and to showcase the community. So yeah, the community, literally, I mean, it's on our wall. It's it's every wall you see has kids in our community, it has athletes in our community. Our TVs have it. Everything we do starts and ends with the community and what's going on here. When Carrie and I decided to do this, our theme was, all right, what's important to this area, and what can we do to kind of highlight the things in the area. We've been very, very blessed that people are excited about that. We have a new partnership with the high school, not the school, but the high school, but the whole school district with Dr. Angel coming in, Zalid, the athletic director, Craig Vitale. Everybody's really excited to work with us, support us. David Wright, who runs the Warrior Club. And then you get down even into the coaches, Keith Stahl and Roger Cook, and I can name 30 coaches that have brought their teams here just to say, hey, this is cool. Our kids are on your walls, we're on our TVs, and let's bring the kids in. So we've had a lot of fun with the school. We've had a lot of fun with the PTO. So Kristen Murphy, who runs our PTO, she's brought her group in here. We've ran a special nights where we give money back to the PTO. We've ran a special night where we give money back to the Warrior Club. So again, within our 10 months, we're just excited to say we've got partners. People at the school care about us, people in the community care about us, and we're able to do certain things to say, all right, here's our way of giving back to you for all your effort.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me into my next thing. I know having the teams here for their spot too, before or after their game, and really the teams of Grass Lake, that's one of the biggest themes for you guys. Obviously, look at any of the TVs here. You've got the Grass Lake games on, and you've got the Grass Lake photos. How important has that been to highlight the kids and make it feel like it's their place too, and them and their friends and their teammates can all hang out here?
It's incredible to see the evolution. When we first started, people weren't used to it. And we would have, a football game on, we'd have a basketball game on of Grass Lake. And I was looking around and, okay, they're not here yet. They really didn't understand that there was a place like that where they could go have a meal, enjoy a drink, and watch the kids in the community on our TVs. And then it caught on, and you just saw more and more, and then all of a sudden there'd be regulars. Oh, I'm here for the basketball, I'm here for the football, I'm here for this. So now it's if we put on our TVs, hey, tonight's basketball and boys soccer, it's you'll have 30, 40 people in to watch those games, and I'll have people say, hey, can you take that Red Wings game off and put the Grass Lake boys soccer on TV? We've got 7 big screens downstairs, we got 1 upstairs, and we always have the local Detroit teams, but then we also have Grass Lake teams, and you'll see more people engage almost with the Grass Lake. So that tells Carrie and I that there's a following now. They know they can come here, get their favorite drink, get their favorite food, and then still watch the kids in the community. And then we even take it down to the youth leagues. We have people sending us videos, sending us photos. So you'll see people come in here and be like, "Oh my God, that's the 12U softball game from last night." And we're replaying it. So we have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, and with the biggest thing, really, like we've mentioned before, and during and after the game, this is a spot to come watch, especially if Grass Lake may not be at home, or they are home but they also want to support you. That's my biggest thing. During the game, come here, eat a meal, and watch the Grass Lake game right from here.
David, I'm glad you brought that up. We're starting to see this trend of before the game. People will pack in, and it's usually people that are going to travel to the game. Let's say we're in Manchester on this Friday.
Yeah.
You'll see people get here at 4, get there, whether they're drinking, whether they're eating, they're going to come here and enjoy time. 6 o'clock, they're out of here. But now we're noticing a 6:30 rolls in, and they are waiting to watch the games. Whether it's volleyball, whether it's any type of sport here in Grass Lake, they're like, okay, what do you got on? And we're seeing it during the game too. We're seeing that, and then obviously, like you said, if it's a local game and they can sneak in here after, we're seeing crowds come in for that as well to celebrate. Or if we don't win, they're still here at least to have a good night meal and or drink.
Yeah, for sure. Switching gears here into the menu, tell us a little bit about the different things you have that you offer on the menu and how the idea of what to have on there came to be.
Well, I would say we're just really blessed to have people come into our lives. When we thought about, we're not restaurant people, so when we thought about opening, it was going to be a shot and a beer. We had a type bar, we had a popcorn machine. We did not know exactly what we were getting into as far as culinary or food. and just some amazing people have come into our life. A gentleman named Brandon started with us as our smoker, and Blake Wyatt, who's a local, a local young man who has a great culinary background. They kind of started us on a certain path. Then Don Wyatt, Spencer, we've got Will currently. We have all these people that have come into our lives, and if you were to try our food, it'll blow your mind how good it's gotten. That has nothing to do with Carrier Eye. That's 100% credit to our back of house staff. So what you can get here is we have anything from comfort foods. A lot of people are coming in for like our different type of mac and cheeses. We have some really amazing pizza and pizza style offerings, cheesy breads. But we also have some really great salads. There's missing in bars today is this healthy options. We're doing power bowls now. We're doing, which is a really nice healthy option. We've got these amazing salads, but you can also come in and get nice sliders. You can get tacos. You can get literally anything that you think you can get anywhere else. You can get here. So we're really excited about that. And then we do our weekly specials. So every week we're letting the back of house kind of show off. So every week you can come in and something different, unique. That's kind of our background with food and where it's kind of evolved from.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can order online now too, right?
You can order online. We do takeout. There's several different ways now that you can get our great food.
And before we go here, what are your dates and hours that you're open?
So we're open currently. We're open Tuesday through Sunday, and we open at noon, and we close usually around 9 or 10 o'clock, depending on the day. Sometimes we'll stay open if there's a late game for our Warriors or for the Lions. We'll stay open to make sure that we're here to support those games.
We're here with the other half of the ownership at Prate's Place, Carrie Prater. Carrie, thanks for letting us in here today. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
So you're a designer, and we talked about it with Matt too. I love the wood and the aesthetics and everything.
Yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
Well, I knew I wanted an industrial feel in here, so you just come in, it's dark and cozy, and so we just kind of started putting things together, we found all this wood online, and this is like flooring somebody gave us. So we just kind of like hodgepodge it together, and that's how I wanted it to feel. I wanted it to feel rustic and cozy. So.
What's it been like these first 10 months since you've been? I gotta imagine as you're adding new things and as you're continuing. Obviously, it's a lot, but it's got to be rewarding and thankful at the same time. What's it been like these first few months?
Owning a restaurant is like a roller coaster ride. So one day it's amazing, and then the next day you're like, oh shoot, we forgot that. But overall, the community has been so amazing that we feel the love. Everybody's so thankful we're here. It's been an adjustment for our family, I think, the most, but everything is positive. We love being here. We love seeing our friends and family. The kids' friends come in every day. So yeah, we're happy to be here.
Where was the idea or thinking about, let's do this. Let's do the restaurant. Let's flip this.
Yeah.
I mentioned with Matt too, this was Ryan's restaurant.
Yeah.
And I know all of us from Grass Lake obviously went there for breakfast. I remember going there for breakfast and to what it's been now. But what was that like, making that decision of, let's do this, let's go through?
We just talked on the couch one day and thought, you know what, maybe this is for us. So we did it. And once we started tearing down the walls, we realized what we had. I mean, yes, it was a very old building. It needed everything new, but it opened up more than we thought it could, and so it just made it perfect. The ceilings are higher, the walls are out, and so it just evolved, from a flip or possibly selling the building to, I guess this is us and this is what we're gonna do. So
right,
yeah.
Where did the inspiration come from upstairs? And you guys had merchandise upstairs too, and you can have a private gathering upstairs too. Where did the inspiration come from to add on upstairs?
Well, it was an old apartment, and Ryan's restaurant used it as like their office. So it had a tub up there, it had a kitchen up there.
Wow.
Yeah. So as a girl in town, it'd be nice to just have somewhere to shop a little bit, more rather than going to Chelsea or Jackson. So, so that was the initial idea: is, oh my gosh, let's open this up and make it a store. And then it evolved into like a hangout. So even kids and stuff like to go up there when their parents are down here hanging out. They take their iPads and their phones up there and can relax and lay on the couch. So yeah, it's like a multi-purpose room.
And how important has it been to have the teams come in before or after the game.
Yeah.
And even for people who aren't going to the games, come here and watch. How important has that been to have the teams and the kids here?
That's why we did it, you know, because we'd go to soccer or baseball and have, you know, the kids wanted pizza afterwards, and you know, we didn't have a lot of places to go. So, yeah, we love the kids. They're plastered all over our walls. We know all of them. Half of them work here. It's just a good feel. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate the partnership and the work that you guys have done with Grass Lake, and appreciate what you're doing with us and the show and JTV. So thank you guys for letting us come in today.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to Prate's Place. We're going to have to go back out there again.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, that food was really good. I can't wait to try something different, and maybe I'll have a drink, sit at the bar. It's a cool setup they have there, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I asked Carrie about it, too. I love the aesthetics in there,
yeah,
and the vibe.
Really cool. Like all the wood and everything. I just think it's a really, really cool looking restaurant. And the upstairs part too, like they had a lot of cool stuff there.
So thank you to them, and go check them out and order online too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. Now.
Oh no, not my boy AB.
He's in the headlines for all the wrong reasons.
Oh no.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown appeared Wednesday in court in Miami, where a judge set his bond at $25,000 and placed him on house arrest with a GPS ankle monitor while facing an attempted murder charge in Florida. Antonio Brown pleaded not guilty on Tuesday to a second-degree attempted murder charge stemming from a May shooting incident at an amateur boxing match. The charge carries a potential 15-year prison sentence and a $10,000 fine if he is convicted. Both his attorney and the prosecutor raised doubts during Wednesday's hearing about how the alleged victim was injured. So, that's about it for Antonio Brown.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, I'm going to turn it a little bit. Let's just talk real quick about how good Antonio Brown was at football. Unbelievable receiver.
We're talking about him murdering somebody, and now we're talking about...
But, like, he was the guy for years and years. He was the best receiver in football.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy to see this downfall happen. I mean, we kind of saw it with the controversy leaving the Steelers, going to the Raiders, that whole situation, going to, the Patriots, then going to the Buccaneers, that whole situation, how that ended up.
He was with the Raiders for like a day.
He froze his feet off.
Wasn't he with another team too for like a day? They traded him there, and then he was on the roster, but then he said he...
Is that the Patriots you're thinking of? I would have to think. He was a different team?
He never actually played a game for them.
Really? I don't know.
Might have been the Bills.
Really? No kidding.
Let me look it up really quick, because I'm pretty sure there was a team he signed for like literally a minute.
Yeah.
And never actually.
That's crazy if he did that twice. I mean, I do remember when he went to the Patriots that one time, like he had he played only like in a few games for them, but it was like adding him to that loaded roster was just insane. And I mean, we saw the same thing with the Patriots with like Josh Gordon, other guys like that just didn't end up working out. But
okay, no, it was the Raiders.
Okay, okay.
Because it says on here with an asterisk, off-season and/or practice squad member only. So he signed with them in the off-season for like a minute, and then then the management said, "Nope, we're not taking this guy."
Yeah, and then he celebrated that famous video of him running around at home when he found out and he was yelling, "I'm free." Hey, and Super Bowl champion as well. He was on that Super Bowl team with Brady and Gronk and all those guys.
That is true.
So,
he technically did get a ring.
Yeah, with the Bucks. So sad to see that this is where it's ended up. Like I said, I was a huge fan of him when he was in the league. He was just one of the most exciting receivers.
Prime AB with the Steelers.
Nasty. Nasty, man.
Just with the Steelers, the time he was with them was arguably a Hall of Fame.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, today, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I think with this kind of controversy and stuff, it's possible that they might keep him out, but I think his resume still is a Hall of Fame resume, but they will probably keep him out because of this stuff. So and all the other kind of weird stuff that happened with him is probably what's going to keep him out.
Like him being in that pool.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
You probably forgot about that. Now you don't want to picture
I
it.
literally did forget about that, and you just brought that up. That's not great.
That was not a good memory.
No, not a good look for him.
Now, another name I've heard brought up a lot more recently. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Is he not? Because of how well he's played this year. Matt Stafford.
Oh, I think he's easily in the Hall of Fame. Easy. Hall of Fame. Yes.
Really?
He's got the numbers. He's got the Super Bowl championship. He's got all that stuff. So I think he has it. And like, to me, it's not even a question in my eyes.
Really?
He's a Hall of Famer. Yes.
You don't think it's even a debate?
No. I don't think so.
I think it's a debate.
Well, let's debate. No. But like, so what are you thinking that he's not?
He has the ring.
He has the ring.
Now, it's not his fault when I bring this next thing up. It's not his fault, but because the Hall of Fame in any sport, they take everything into consideration.
Sure.
His success, or I should say not success, with Detroit.
I count that as success.
They made to the playoffs one time.
Okay, wait. In those seasons, though, he was posting 5,000-yard seasons in those years.
No, I know. No, I'm not denying how good he was. I'm just saying they factor everything in, though.
I get that, but like the way that I look at it is like if the team overall was better during those years, he would have been an MVP candidate for all of those seasons because he had the numbers. He had better numbers than who probably won
throughout
MVP
his whole career. He's only made the Pro Bowl 3 times. He's never been first team All-Pro. He's never led the league in touchdowns or passing yards.
I think that's crazy about passing yards because he had some crazy seasons. But
never led the league in yards,
could have been
touchdowns.
Could have been Drew Brees those years. Well, do you think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer?
He has 2 Super Bowls.
I don't weight the extra Super Bowl over the performance that Matt Stafford has. And like we see what these teams are like if they have Stafford as quarterback and he can't play, it's a totally different team. He transforms teams. So the reason that the Rams traded off Jared Goff to get him, thank you, by the way. So
it was a win-win for both.
It was. I think it was more of, I get it, they won their Super Bowl, but I like to argue it was more of a win for us because of those picks and because Goff,
no, I agree.
Goff was thrown in as like a just take him because we're not going to use him anyways. Wasn't really valued in the trade. It ended up being huge. He's gotten a big contract. He's huge for us. So,
I think Eli's in the Hall, and the 2 Super Bowls, the Giants, and he's had more postseason success.
I'm borderline
he's had the more accolades. So
I'm borderline.
I think Eli's for sure in. I think Stafford's debatable. If I had to say right now, if he's in or not, if I had to make a decision, no.
Oh, that's crazy. Your Packers yellow and green are showing.
No, it has nothing to do with the Packers.
I might be in the minority in this. I truly might be, but I just think that Stafford has the numbers, has a Super Bowl championship. I just think he gets it. He's consistently top, you could argue top 5, top 10 quarterbacks in football this entire time. So
I can agree with that. If he wins MVP this year or finishes top 3 to 5 in voting,
he probably isn't.
And they win a couple of playoff games and make a run, then I would put him in. I think if he continues the success of this year, because he's been really good this year, he's an MVP candidate. I don't think he's going to win MVP, but I think he's in the conversation. So I think if he stays in that conversation, he's had 3 straight games now with 4 touchdowns and no picks, first time in his career.
Yep.
I think if he continues this how high level of playing that he is, and they make a playoff run, At his age, then I think I'm leaning more yes.
Let's say he goes into the Hall of Fame. Let's just say. What team will he be remembered, and just the end of his career in general, what team will he be more remembered for? You got to look at it outside of just like the standard fan. Will it be as a Lion or as a Ram? Because he had quite a few years with the Lions, did a lot of things with the Lions, but then his postseason success and the whole team success was obviously a lot better with LA. Big market and stuff. Like, what team do you think he'll be more?
Oh, man. I mean, most people are going to remember him as a Detroit Lion.
I think some of it is depending on when you watched, right? When you watched football.
But I think more people picture or put him with as a Ram now just because of how well he's done, and he won the Super Bowl with the Rams.
Because like if it was like MLB,
me, I would say the Lions because we've watched football for a long time. And
well, so like with Cooperstown with baseball, they all wear caps on their plaques, and they have to pick the team that is going to be on there. I would assume Stafford would pick the Lions, but I don't know. If that was the same thing in the NFL. Obviously, with the bus, they don't have helmets or anything on that says what team. But I'd be curious what team, if that happened in Canton. I wonder how he would do it. If he would be a Ram or a Lion.
That when his time is done and he's up for consideration, that's going to be an interesting, topic conversation when that comes around. And it's going to be interesting whether he gets in or not, regardless, to hear what the Hall of Fame committee had to say and their reasoning either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, staying in the NFL here, Jameis Winston.
Famous Jameis is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Jameis Winston has been elevated from QB3 to 2. Wilson is now QB3, but QB1 technically right now is still Jackson Dart, but he is in concussion protocol. So if Jackson Dart does indeed have a concussion, Jameis Winston is going to start on Sunday with the interim head coach, and the Giants are hosting the Green Bay Packers.
Woo! Famous Jameis against Green Bay. Again.
I know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen? Tell me.
He's going to eat them W's, and Green Bay's going to come to MetLife and do the same thing they did on Monday against Philly.
Eat them W's like crawfish.
Yep.
Man.
Jameis would be the guy to save the Giants, go out there and beat an NFC contender.
It'd be so awesome. I'd be so pumped. Good for Jameis. But speaking of the Packers, let me just hear. I'm just curious.
No.
Yeah, real quick. We won't spend much time on it, but what is your opinion of that?
Can I bring up Jair Alexander really quick here?
Yeah, because that ties into it.
Sure,
that ties into it.
Former Packer.
Yeah,
Jair
exactly.
Alexander. Jair Alexander has decided to step away from football in order to focus on getting right physically and mentally amid his ongoing recovery from offseason knee surgery, ESPN reported on Tuesday. The Eagles placed Alexander on reserve retired list on Wednesday, and he has not formally submitted retirement paperwork as of today. But according to a league source, a player can unretire at any point.
Yeah.
So, will he come back? I don't know. It's been sad to watch the downfall, and that's not on him. He had to have knee surgery.
And it's the hardest
He was
position
dealing
in
with some
football.
personal stuff.
Yeah.
All that mixed in, he had to step away. Good for him.
Yeah. I mean, cornerback is an unforgiving position as well, so it's just like it's not easy.
But at one point, he was a top corner in the league when he was with Green
Easy
Bay.
top 5. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I loved having him on the Green Bay defense. Yeah. So it's sad to see him stepping away. But we hope he gets better.
Yeah.
And I loved Jair Alexander. He was a great player for Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew when he got traded from Philly, and he didn't really play for Philly, that he probably wasn't going to play.
Right.
And he was on the Ravens practice squad. He wasn't even on the 53.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
All
now,
right. Here we go. Okay, let me hear. So I'll set it up for you. So,
thanks.
yeah, no problem. So Monday Night Football, Eagles, Packers. what even Joe Buck said. At one point he said something like, I'm paraphrasing, but like one of the worst halves of football he's ever seen.
One of the worst games
it was
I've ever
crazy.
seen.
Good defensive game, but just the offenses just couldn't work. What is your opinion on the performance of Green Bay after the Eagles, who are a tough team? Their defense is really good, and that's what you guys struggled with. But like, yeah, what do you think? Because you said stuff in the office that was very interesting the other day.
Yeah, I stand behind that.
Oh,
I gonna keep it together. I'm gonna keep it clean. We're on TV.
you don't have to.
Well, for the podcast.
Okay,
listeners.
all right.
Terrible, pathetic, sad, unwatchable, frustrating. Matt LaFleur needs to go.
Oh, he's calling for his head. Crazy.
I already have before
You
on
have.
the show. Noah thinks I'm crazy for saying that.
Yeah, I don't think you should get rid of him, but I get it. I get it. You're angry.
Way too conservative of play calling. Clearly you saw that. Every single second down was an inside zone run.
Yep.
And on every third down, it was either throw some you-know-what up or run it up the middle.
Yeah.
You guessed it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then fourth down, punt.
Yep.
I will say I was shocked by Sirianni going for it on that fourth down at the end of the
I was
game.
surprised. I was very surprised. I don't know how you don't kick there.
And also back to Matt LaFleur. Awful choice to go for the field goal on the last play.
Yeah, it was weird because it was 5 seconds left, so I know you can't do much. You got to throw something to the outside, but they trotted McManus out there. Timeout to ice him.
But
he did the practice
McManus
kick.
had already been struggling
And he has.
before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And then he came back from his injury for a couple weeks. Still has done terrible.
And in my eyes, that was
and in
beyond-
those conditions,
Yeah.
and you throw him out there for 64 yards.
Yeah.
Horrible choice.
In my eyes, that's beyond his range because his best kick, I think, was 61 maybe I saw in Denver, so in mile-high altitude. So, like, kind of a weird situation to put him in. You trotted him out there to do that kick. They called timeout, fine. He has that practice kick, and he was short. Again, fine. Then they trotted Jordan Love in the offense back out there.
Barely short.
It was barely short. But then they trotted Jordan Love in the offense back out there to snap the ball, immediately throws it out of bounds, and to have McManus come back out there again to kick, and then it gets blocked.
Whatever receiver was running the out route, I think that's who he was going to hit. But he realized that with how much time he had left,
He had to just get rid of it.
he had to get rid of it, which was the smart move.
Which, I mean, again, I think they're looking towards that, looking back at that Cowboys game, how that ended with the time management at the end and with, trying to get a playoff. I think they just didn't want to make a mistake because a lot of people were just like, that could have been the game. There was 1 second left in that Cowboys game.
Well,
so.
and if he would have thrown a deeper ball on that play, that would have been the end of the game.
Yeah. But, I think it would have helped if they would have just gotten a couple extra yards. That's why it's a game of inches. If they would have just got a little bit further on that play that was down the field that got them to that spot, if he would have just took a few more steps forward, that field goal would have been a lot closer and he could have potentially hit it.
So terrible play calling, way too conservative by LaFleur. Terrible choice to kick it at the end. I said even after last year, Matt LaFleur needed to go.
Yeah.
He's been the coach now for 7 years, I think, in Green Bay.
Sounds right.
And for Green Bay standards, the franchise has pretty high standards just because of history, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And he has not lived up to Green Bay standards, not one bit. Only made it to 2 NFC championships, lost both. One of them was against Brady and the Bucks,
Good team.
which they should have won that game. honestly, I think they would have won that game had that touchdown pass before halftime by Brady
Scotty Miller
not have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
And even in that game, down by 11 with 2 minutes left, and you kick the field goal. Also, that snowy game in the NFC Divisional against the Niners, low scoring, special teams, got the punt blocked. They returned it for touchdown, went downhill from there. By the way, special teams has been a big issue, too, in these 7-8 years, too. Only made 2 NFC championships, lost both of them, made the divisional the other 4 or 5 years, and lost 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah.
So by Green Bay standard, it's been terrible. I would not be surprised if he's gone after this year. They would not fire a Green Bay coach during the season, especially because, and even though the way I'm, talking about them, at the end of the day, they're still a game or two above 500. They're still in the playoffs.
Right.
We're not going to win a playoff game. Look at how we're playing, especially with how bad we're slipping down. We're going to have to play Seattle or Tampa or Detroit first round, and that's where it's going to end. Honestly, I've been a Green Bay fan for really all 20 years of my life, and I've seen 1 Super Bowl.
That's right.
2010 with Rodgers
against the
Steelers. Since after Brett Favre, the standard has been way lower than it should be. And based on all 20 years of my life and all the Packer games I've watched, that was the worst Packers game I have ever watched.
Wow.
So Matt LaFleur needs to go. The only bright spot in that game was the defense. Josh Jacobs got the touchdown that helped my fantasy.
It helped my fantasy as well. I was happy.
But besides that, also the injuries for us have not helped this year. Jaden Reed has been out with the broken foot and collarbone injury, double surgery.
Now?
Tucker Kraft. And then Matthew Golden, the rookie, has been in and out. And Christian Watson was out, and we've only had him back for a couple weeks. So I said it in the office, and that's what you were referring to. Some of the other things I can't say what I said in the office, but that's how I feel. I think it is time to throw in the towel for this year. I think we're done now for this year. I'm calling it now. We're done.
Wow.
And I'm done with this team for the rest of the year.
Oh, jeez.
We're not beating the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Damn right.
We're not going to beat Denver.
Probably not.
Hell, right now we're not going to beat Jameis and the Giants.
Oh my goodness, this kid's hurting bad right now.
And the way Minnesota played against Detroit 2 weeks ago, if JJ plays like that, we're not beating Minnesota both games.
Oh.
And the way the Bears have been playing, as much as I hate the Bears, we're not going to beat the Bears, and we still have to play them both times.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we finish 500.
Wow.
Like how we are right now.
Big old collapse.
So I'm throwing in the towel now. I think the year's done, and we're not making the playoffs. I think we missed the playoffs.
Wow. Crazy, man.
And other than the last year with Rodgers, where the Lions beat us at Lambeau to end the year, that's the only other time in my life where we missed the playoffs. So by Green Bay standards, this is the worst we've done in a long, long time.
Well, I'll say this. I'm glad that
And that's what I have to say.
I'm glad that you were able to get it out. I'm glad that you were able to.
Oh, I have more. Some of it I
know
can't
you
say.
do. I know you do, but we got an hour show, so. But I know you can
I have
keep going.
more important things to cover
That's
here
right.
in this hour.
That's right.
Okay, I think that's it.
Good.
Anything else you wanted to add about the game? It was a good defensive battle, though. You did say in the office earlier, though, you do appreciate the defensive battles.
Yeah, I hate...
For the most part.
Yeah, sometimes I hate where it's just like people get on a game that's like a good low-scoring defensive game where there's good... Like that one Super Bowl with the Rams and Patriots, everybody dogged on that game saying it was so boring, and it was like I thought that game was super interesting because it's just two really good defenses going against each other, and these two good offenses couldn't score. It's the same thing here. But yeah, I don't want to add too much. I don't want to kick you when you're down. So I'll just say
we're already down. So go ahead.
I'll just say it was a good defensive game for both teams, and
keep
Eagles
kicking us.
Yeah, Eagles
throw
were
us
just able
under
to
the
score.
bus.
Oh God. But yeah, no, that was it. I just wanted to hear what you had to say about that.
Now, if we do lose to the Giants on Sunday,
then it is over. Officially, I mean, I know you're
then
already.
Then it really is over, and I will not be here Monday.
Oh,
if we lose to the Giants.
Come on. Hey, you know what will cheer you up though? Pistons are looking pretty darn good, man.
Cheers me up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Pistons are rolling right now. 9-2, won 7 in a row, and they lead the East by 2 games. Cade Cunningham, 46 points. But with the 46 points, he shot 14 of 45. He still missed 31 shots.
Yo, that's crazy.
I don't know if you saw that.
That's like a Kobe stat line. That's nuts.
No, literally, that's the most missed shots by somebody that scored that many points since Kobe did.
Makes sense.
And people are not really counting this performance by Cade because he still missed 31 shots. But nonetheless, Pistons are hot. They're number 1 in the East. They're 9-2. Jalen Duren playing out of his mind too. And no media is talking about it.
Of course not.
Because ESPN only likes to talk about the Cowboys, the Chiefs,
the Lakers,
and the Knicks.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
And Celtics and Philly.
Yep.
So, the Pistons, and nobody would ever do this in NBA history, but the Pistons could go 82-0 and they still wouldn't talk about the Pistons. Now, if the Pistons which they'll be back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they get back to the second round and beat the Knicks or Philly, whoever again, will they talk about them then?
Oh, I think you have to. They make a conference championship, you got to.
Well, the Eastern Conference Finals are on ESPN.
Yep.
So they have no choice.
Yeah, that's right. Ernie's going to have to talk about them.
That's fine, because you know how Chuck and Ernie and them feel about the ESPN only talking about the same 2 or 3 teams. So I just think the commentators don't want to talk about them.
True.
So, but good for the Pistons.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that's about it. I got the Packers off my chest.
You did. Do you feel better now?
No. No, I don't. No, not one bit. Gonna have to go to Prate's place and get that mac and cheese.
There you go. That'll make you feel better.
So I think that's gonna do it for us.
All right.
I'll go home and cry about the Packers. And if we lose to the Giants, I'm serious. I will not be here Monday if we lose to the Giants. Thank you to Prate's Place.
Yes.
Subscribe to JTV Sports, and thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. Good luck to Springport and all the other teams Friday. That's Adam. I'm David. We will see you Monday, maybe.
Bye-bye.